Thanks for joining me here at the Underground tonight, guys. And before I get started, I wanted to do a quick mail call shout out to Will Patriot and family. When I was younger, I used to help my grandmother a lot with gardening. And with most people today, how society is, I grew apart from it as I got older. So I know I have a lot to learn, and I'm going to have a lot of failures before I start having successes. So I've been telling some people how I'm really trying to step up my gardening. Now don't get me wrong, I've continued throughout the years to grow certain things on a small scale and never really took it seriously or tried to be too productive about it. And I'm trying to step that up a little bit and get to the point to where if I have to depend on gardening for extra subsistence, that I'm skilled enough and confident enough that it is actually a viable asset. And Will Patriot was kind enough to send me a package with some seeds. Now, I don't know what he sent me, and we're going to find out together. Also want to point out, channel lock razor blade, 100% American made. I got family that work there, but great tools, great shop. One of the few things that is still made in America. Okay. Oh, wow. So, we got some sugar baby watermelons, some Sunglow sweet corn. Awesome. Thank you, Will. Jalapenos, one of my favorite things to have on about everything. We got some Rocky Top lettuce, dill, broccoli, and some orcas. Now, once again, I want to thank Will Patriot. I know most of you are familiar with who he is, but if you're not, go check him out. I'll put a link to one of his videos below. He's an awesome, down-to-earth, real guy. He's not one of these, fake people that just come out there trying to get subscribers. He could really care less. He's more about helping people and helping people wake up and grow. So, awesome guy. One of the best out there. Definitely please check him out. This is an awesome package, brother. I really appreciate it. I know I've been buying seeds lately, and this is probably $20 worth of seeds or more. So that's just amazing. I don't know how to thank you, but I promise you they are going to get, put to good use, and much appreciated. Alright, so what we got here is I ended up getting 2 of these South Korea Taekwondo commemorative silver coins. And they have a limited mintage of 30,000. Usually the premiums are extremely high on coins like this, so I don't get them. But the premiums on everything are up right now. So you can get something like this or a kookaburra. A lot of other coins that usually have high premiums for close to what you're getting a regular bullion round for right now, because the premiums on everything are up just because the supply is getting shorter and shorter, and the physical price is becoming more detached from the spot price. So in order to adjust for that, they're just bumping up the premiums. I mean, it's kind of crazy, and that just shows you the instability right now in our markets. I remember when silver was $17, $18 an ounce, I was paying less than what I'm paying right now when the spot price is at 14 and 15. The physical market is making up the difference that the spot market is trying to screw them out of, because all the spot market is, it's the paper market, it's the ETF market, and it's really not attached to the physical asset. But that's a whole nother video. Anyways, I wanted to share with you guys this round right here. And this is the one I thought everyone would really like. It says, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And, established 1776. Just phenomenal. I was really excited to see that they had some of these. They had an awesome price on them. So I ended up grabbing 3 of these. beautiful, beautiful, you know, rounds, and I think they're really relevant to the times we're living in. Now, at the end of this video, I do have an announcement about this round I'd like to make. I'm sure some of you are aware of what it is. Man, them are just some beautiful rounds, both of them. You can see on the back here, if this will focus for us. It's having a hard time because of the background. There it goes. It looks like there's little wrinkles all over it. It's extremely neat. I don't know. And then the edges are just flat. They're not rigid. And that's how those Philharmonics are. I really like that in a silver coin. It just really makes it pop. I would take it out, but I don't have a case ready for it yet. And I don't like to really finger them too much till I get the cases in them. That's just awesome. I love that, man. I love it. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about a few other things. As most of you are aware, you know, I do my silver stacking because I feel that we're heading towards a massive economic collapse. Regardless what else is going on in this country, and there's a lot, from the food shortages, the threat of war, to just a global economic disaster. I feel that precious metals are going to be very vital to making it out on the other side in one piece, let alone being able to make out on it. And I really feel if things go the way that a lot of people are predicting, you know, precious metals are going to be able to go a far way on the other side to making sure you, your family, and your community are able to set yourself up in a good position and where you need to be to thrive coming out of the other end of what we're heading into. So I just wanted to share a little bit of information towards that, like I tend to do regarding the situation. And I was reading another article from Neil Kashkari, and he's been coming up a lot lately with what's going on in the economy, and he's the president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve. And he just came out in a news interview and basically was stating that the worst is yet to come. And he says the virus impact is going to linger for a couple years, and the real U.S. job unemployment rate is at 24%. And I even think it's much higher than that, because since this crisis happened, they actually changed again the way that they're getting the unemployment rate. Every so often when we're in a crisis, they change the way they gather up the data and statistics to judge the unemployment. And once again, they recently changed it to make it look less impacted. People like me that are off of work right now due to the crisis, but I have a job to go back to, they're not considering unemployed. Now, since this has started, I've been off since about March 23rd. I still haven't received my $1,200 stimulus, and I haven't received my unemployment. So even though I have a job to go back to, and they owe me that stimulus, they owe me that unemployment, I haven't got it. So that hasn't helped me one bit. For all I know, I'm never going to get it. How long are they going to make me wait? And I can't even get in contact with anybody to get any answers on what's going on with it. Now, luckily, because I prepare, it hasn't impacted me the way I'm sure it would impact somebody that's not into preparedness and wasn't preparing for this. I knew our financial system was on shaky ground before this crisis even started, so I was prepared for it. And luckily, like I said, it hasn't hurt me the way it would have hurt me and is hurting others that are less prepared. Now, with that being said, it still sucks because I'm having to take funds and things I set aside for the real disaster that's ahead of us to get through this one right now, the beginning of it. So hopefully, you know, some of these things get worked out, but nonetheless, it's still a very crappy situation to be in, and there's a lot of Americans out there that are suffering because of it. Now Neil Kashkari goes on to say, Americans should brace for even more gut-wrenching news on unemployment. Congress needs to consider providing more help. The worst is yet to come on the job front, unfortunately. So, he's describing the situation on the data Friday, saying how unemployment surged to 14.7% as employers cut an unprecedented 20.5 million jobs. And those are just the jobs that employers cut that they're saying they're not hiring or coming back to. Those aren't all the businesses and things like that are going under. Those are just the companies that, like, we'll say Bank of America is saying we're cutting 5,000 jobs. That's all that is. And that's, I mean, unbelievable. 20.5 million? So he goes on to say the real unemployment is around 23 to 24%. Those are the people that are out of work today. And if this recovery is as gradual as he thinks it's going to be, you know, people are going to be in need of more help. And he's right, because if this continues on, once again, even with the help they're giving people, a lot of people haven't received that help yet. It goes on to say the Federal Reserve slashed interest rates to near zero, unveiling a raft of emergency lending programs to keep credit flowing to the economy, backed by taxpayer money from the $2 trillion virus relief package approved by Congress in March. Kashkari goes on to say that central banks claim that they are going to do everything in its power to ensure the financial system continues to run. But the fiscal efforts will be needed to help tens of millions of unemployed Americans through what is likely to be a lengthy recovery. If things go on for a long period of time, which he thinks it's going to be around 1 to 2 years, Congress is definitely going to need to give assistance to workers who lost their jobs and are going to lose their jobs. And I agree with him. He's pretty much saying in a political way that this is nowhere near over, and if we don't react and start helping people before it's too late, it's just going to make things a lot worse. But unfortunately, I think it is too late. Their answer for everything is, once again, the trickle-down effect. They're openly stating they're going to do everything they can to make sure banks and the financial systems have all the liquidity they need. That doesn't mean it's going to reach us, and that's one of the problems that has caused this disaster to begin with. You can't fix debt with more debt. You know, you can't put out a fire with more fire, and so on. You know, if you're drowning in water, you don't throw more water on somebody's head. I mean, you got to find a real viable solution, and they're just not willing to do that. They don't want to give up that money and power. So, once again, for all of you getting prepared out there, it's the right thing to do, and you need to focus on your security, food, water, and your essentials. But if you have all that, and you're getting all that, it can't hurt once in a while to grab an ounce or two of silver while it's still available. Look at some of these other countries in economic turmoil. Precious metals is literally saving their lives. It's the difference between their family starving and not starving. So I just recommend, if you're not already into it, maybe taking a deep dive and looking into how precious metals have benefited other people in countries that are dealing with an economic collapse or a big crisis of some scale. Our financial system is definitely on shaky ground, and this is a way to ensure your wealth and your future coming out the other side. So, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I was planning on having a giveaway with one of these coins. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Now, to enter this contest, all you have to do is be subscribed, and in the comments below, I want you to write the bottom half of the coin. You got to put in the comment, and you could say anything else, but in that comment it has to say, resistance becomes duty. And what I'm going to do is, I'll say May 18th, that's my kid's 16th birthday, we will draw a winner. That is only 7 days away. So if you want in on this, that's all you got to do is comment it. I'm hoping to try to direct this more towards our group of supporters. So you don't have to advertise it. You don't have to do nothing. I just want this to go to somebody out there who deserves it and hopefully believes in it. But yeah. So all you got to do is put that phrase in the comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and on May 18th we'll draw a winner. So I want to thank all you guys for listening. I hope all of you are continuing to get prepared out there and staying safe, keeping your head above water, and keeping your eyes and ears open. I want to thank all you guys for listening and being here. And please, everybody, keep prepping. Have a good night.